Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Brief.
Making music and a lot of noise. Some 10,000 Israelis descending upon Rabin Square protesting against the Israeli government's handling of the economic fallout of COVID-19. Demonstrators are angry about what they say is insufficient aid offered to small business owners and the self-employed in the hard-hit entertainment and hospitality industries. The pain of these protesters being voiced as the country's unemployment rate soars to some 21% since the country went into partial lockdown in March, and aid packages promised by the government have been slow to come through, some Israelis fearful about the economic future of their country. The non-partisan protest going ahead despite the Prime Minister's office meeting with the rally organisers Friday, one day after Netanyahu announced a new welfare package, saying the measures will provide an economic safety net for the coming year. But for frustrated Israelis, it's too little too late, with less than half of the previous $29 billion pledge to the public paid out. The government shutting down a slew of businesses once again this past week, the Prime Minister admitting the economy had opened too quickly after the first wave, prompting an alarming spike in new cases. The numbers continue to rise, the Israeli Health Ministry reporting almost 1,200 new infections over the past 24 hours. The death toll is sitting at 358 after 3 more fatalities. This as lockdowns came into effect Friday in 5 towns and cities hard hit by the virus. Parts of Jerusalem, Beit Shemesh, Lod, Ramle and Kiryat Malachi becoming restricted zones for 7 days. Finding joy in the midst of hardship, Palestinians across East Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank, are celebrating the completion of this year's Tawjihi, or high school matriculation exams, many filling the air with gunfire and fireworks. Keeping with hygiene restrictions due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, the Palestinian Education Ministry sending out test scores by text message Saturday morning. The news nearly immediately sparking widespread rallies and parties, including fireworks and gunshots, which continued into Saturday night. A dangerous annual tradition, though, causing serious concern and noise complaints. Israeli police arresting 41 residents of East Jerusalem for illegal use of fireworks. Palestinian terror group Hamas, which governs over the Gaza Strip, likewise banning the practice, Hamas claiming the warnings were successful, with only 18 shots reportedly fired throughout the whole of the Gaza Strip, and no recorded injuries or damages have been announced. Meantime, as attentions were on the new graduates, a senior member of Hamas's naval military wing was making his escape, apparently smuggled out of the Gaza Strip on a small Israeli boat, the escapee bringing only his laptop, cash, surveillance equipment, and a host of classified documents. Palestinian media sources saying that the man had been previously arrested and charged with spying for Israel. His escape apparently whipping Hamas into a state of hysteria and leading to a string of arrests of more suspects in an alleged spy network. It seems the Jewish state is going to the weeds. Israel reportedly overtaking Germany now as this year's biggest medical cannabis flower importer. Some 4,000 kilograms of flowers reportedly arrived in Israel by June 2020, far outpacing previous years. The reason? Apparently, with looser requirements on medical cannabis than the EU and elsewhere, Israel has become a go-to destination for cannabis producers all around the world. Israelis also account for one of the highest use rates per capita. A 2017 study showing that nearly 30% of Israelis between the ages of 18 and 65 consumed cannabis in the past year. This number up from just 8% the year before. Meantime, a massive cannabis-based economy is bubbling just underneath the surface. Available via medical prescription, recreational use of cannabis is still only decriminalised, and a robust economy based on cannabis and cannabis-related products lays in wait for regulation to catch up. 2 bills that would effectively legalise cannabis have been tabled since June, though, after gaining initial approval for a first Knesset vote.
That's all for now, but for more news from Israel, remember to like ILTV on Facebook and on Instagram, and to subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.